He was supposed to have 3 surgeries. He made it through 2.
Honest truth, we all thought that the way he was carrying himself, that he would have been fine.
So I'm guessing if he was...
After all these years, we finally know what really happened after King Von was shot. It turns out that he was supposed to survive the incident, but something strange happened when he arrived at the hospital. He saw someone there who said, "Man, get him a wheelchair. What are you doing?" The person who said this was the same person who had just shot him. Von, still in pain, jumped out of bed and started looking for his gun. What happened next is so crazy that you would need to see the CCTV footage to believe it. Sadly, this is also the reason why the O Block rapper passed away. However, this is not the whole story. There seems to have been foul play involved in Von's death. Von's cousin has uncovered many details and inconsistencies in the official story, raising serious questions. There are contradictions that suggest people close to Von, like his manager, his sister, Lil Durk, and even 21 Savage, may have played a part in what happened. The connections are shocking, and when you hear all of this, you will be left with more questions than answers. Let me tell you everything you need to know. A new King Von video recently went viral, and his name is back on the trending list. His cousin, Bo, is the one who has brought this new information to light. Even though it has been years since King Von's death, it seems that wild stories about him keep coming up. This time, the story about his passing is more complicated than ever before. So, what did Von's cousin find? He has been pointing out problems with the official story, and what he has uncovered suggests that things surrounding Von's death were not as simple as we were told. Many people are starting to question whether there was something more going on behind the scenes. His cousin strongly feels that something suspicious happened, even though he is not sure where this feeling is coming from. At this point, the whole situation seems more complicated than anyone thought. The more details you look into, the more confusing it becomes. It is almost like there is a hidden truth that no one has found yet, and the questions keep growing. Everyone involved has a connection to Von, but what role did they really play? This new video has brought attention to things that were hidden for too long, and now people are starting to wonder if we will ever know the full truth. In the end, King Von's death continues to raise more questions than answers. Even after all these years, the story still seems unclear, and it looks like we might not find out everything until more information is revealed. The mystery around his death is far from over, and the more people dig into it, the stranger it seems. Cousin Bo really deserves a lot of credit for bringing new information to light. For years, Bo has been on podcasts talking about his late cousin, King Von, and surprisingly, after all this time, he has new details about the day Von died. In his most recent interview, Bo shared some crazy facts about Von's last moments. We all know Von was a tough guy, but according to Bo's story, what happened at the hospital before Von passed away shows that he was not just any regular gangster. Even though Bo's story sounds like something from a movie, it might actually be the truth. Bo said that Von had gone through 2 successful surgeries and was expected to survive. Bo explained that Von's sister, Kayla B, called him and told him Von was supposed to have 3 surgeries. After the first 2, Von was doing okay, but then something surprising happened. Von got out of his hospital bed, started fighting with the nurses, and asked for his gun. Bo said, "Kayla told me that Von was supposed to have 3 surgeries, but he made it through the first 2. After the second surgery, he hopped out of bed, started fighting with the nurses, and asked them where his gun was. That's when he went into shock and passed away." There are some doubts about Bo's story, though. One question that fans are asking is how Kayla knew exactly what happened at the hospital if she was not there. How could she know that Von had survived 2 surgeries and woke up if she wasn't at the hospital? Some fans pointed out that Kayla first said she was not at the hospital that night, but later, in another interview, she said she had gone to the hospital before leaving. This change in her story made fans start to wonder if she was telling the truth. One fan said, Von was in Atlanta for his album release party, and only his friends were with him. Kayla was at the club, but went home. So if she didn't go to the hospital, how did she know all the details? Bo confirmed that Kayla did not go to the hospital after hearing that Von had been shot. He said, "She told me she left the club and went home. When she got home, That's when she called me. She didn't go to the hospital. This made people question why Kayla didn't go to the hospital to be with her brother after he was shot. These little details have made people start to question what really happened to King Von. Some fans have even said that Von might have been set up. You can tell that Bo knows more than he is saying, but he hinted that something strange happened. One fan said, "It definitely was a setup." Another strange thing that has come up is that Kayla begot a Range Rover shortly after Von passed away. Fans found it odd that right after Von died, 21 Savage bought Kayla a Range Rover. Kayla confirmed that the gift from 21 Savage was unexpected, but she was already close to him because she had been dating his younger brother. All of these new details have made people wonder if there is more to the story of Von's death than we were told. The changing stories, the strange details, and the unexpected gifts make it seem like there is more going on. Fans are digging deeper, and with Bo revealing more, we might still learn the full truth.
Things you had said was he had survived 2 surgeries, like he was expected to live at first.
21 Savage recently shared something that shocked a lot of people. He said that when King Von was shot and killed, he was with Lil Durk in Houston, and just 2 minutes after the shooting, he got the call about Von. He said, "Me and Durk were at the bowling alley in Houston, and I got the call about 2 minutes after it happened." No exaggeration. But people quickly noticed something was off. They pointed out that Durk was on Instagram Live when he found out about Von's shooting. He was in a car, listening to music, not at a bowling alley. Fans started to ask, so 21 Savage ran out of the bowling alley, jumped into a car, and saw Von get shot before ending the live video? Another fan commented, "Durk was live on Instagram when he found out, so 21 Savage must be lying." This made many people think that if there is a conspiracy surrounding Von's death, maybe 21 Savage is also involved. Now, things get even stranger. 21 Savage's story led many people to start questioning Lil Durk's possible role in Von's death. Some fans have always suspected that Durk might be involved, and now new things are making them wonder even more. At the time, Von and Durk were dealing with an attempted murder charge after a shooting in Atlanta, where one person got hurt. But in October 2022, all charges against Durk were dropped because the prosecution said they didn't have enough evidence. Durk's lawyer said that Durk was at the scene but wasn't involved in the shooting. However, by the time the charges were dropped, Von had already passed away, which made some people think Durk may have used Von's death to get out of trouble. There were rumors that Durk might have given information about Von to help himself. These rumors got stronger because of a woman who was at the scene of the shooting. She said that a fight broke out in a car in front of her, and she saw Durk pull out a gun. She ran to safety and heard shots fired. When she looked back, she saw the victim on the ground, bleeding. More evidence came when detectives found footage showing Durk's arm sticking out of an SUV, firing shots at the victim. Even though there was this evidence, people started to feel more suspicious after Georgia District Attorney Fani Willis made a statement. She said that if Von had not died, he would have been charged for the shooting. This caused a big stir because it seemed like Durk might have shifted all the blame to Von, who could no longer defend himself. It looked like Durk had gotten away with it, and that made many people question if Durk had actually told on Von to save himself. Some former members of Von's crew, O'Block, also believed this. They thought that if Durk had been there when the shooting happened, he might have used it against Von to clear himself. With all these rumors and small details, more and more people are beginning to question everything about King Von's death. There are so many questions around King Von's death, and some people believe that something about it was set up. One of the things making people suspicious is how Lil Durk seemed to get away with serious charges. Some fans think that Durk might have told the authorities something important in order to have his charges dropped. When 2 people are involved in a crime, and one does not report it, they are just as responsible as the person who did it. But if one person talks to the authorities and shares something they do not know, they could be let off. Some fans believe that this is what happened with Durk. They think Durk might have told the authorities something to get out of trouble. Another thing that raised eyebrows was when a lawyer for Durk, Nicole Mormon, was rumored to have posed as airport security and searched King Von at an airport. Von even caught this on camera. Nicole had worked as a probation officer and task force agent for nearly 5 years, so she had experience in going undercover. People started thinking that this might have been a plan to make Vaughn look dangerous, and Dirk would get away with everything while Vaughn would take the fall. Even Charleston White, someone who often criticizes Lil Durk, said that Dirk might have told the authorities about Vaughn to get out of his charges. He said, Lil Durk told on King Von. That's how he beat his charges. Some fans think that Dirk might have been creating an alibi for himself when he was on Instagram Live, listening to music. This was the same time Vaughn was being shot, and people feel like it was too much of a coincidence. Some believe Dirk was trying to cover up his involvement by making it look like he did not know what was going on. They think he might have felt relieved that Vaughn was no longer around because of all the trouble Vaughn had caused. Another strange part of the story is that Vaughn's sister, Kayla B., was given a Range Rover right after Vaughn's death. Many people found this odd because Dirk, who is linked to the situation, bought her this expensive gift. This led some people to think that Kayla might have played a role in what happened to Vaughn. There are even questions about whether she lied about being at the hospital when Vaughn was hurt. Some people are asking, did she help set him up that night? Bo, King Von's cousin, was asked if he thought Vaughn was set up. His answer left many people wondering even more. Bo said that something did not seem right and that certain things did not add up. It seems like there are so many pieces of the puzzle missing. For example, why was Vaughn alone without his security at the parking lot? Why was he not in his bulletproof truck? These things make people believe there is more to the story than we know. Now, about the drama that led to King Von's death. Many thought it started because of women. But it turned out that the story is much deeper than that. It all began when Vaughn dissed NBA YoungBoy on Instagram Live, saying YoungBoy was lying in his lyrics. YoungBoy, who was much more famous at the time, ignored the comments at first. But Vaughn kept going, which made it look like he wanted to start a rap feud. Things got worse when Vaughn started hanging out with YoungBoy's baby mama, Jania. Rumors spread that they had a fling, and this only made the situation more dramatic. Vaughn even tweeted about it, saying no one would believe who he just made a hit with. Soon after, photos of him with Jania started to surface online, and the rumors about them being together spread even more.
It happened. Me and Dirk at the bowling alley, because we was out in Houston and shit, so we at the bowling alley.
The truth about King Von's death is far from clear. From the relationships he had to the legal issues surrounding his death, it looks like there is still a lot we do not know. As more information comes out, it becomes clear that there are many questions left unanswered, and people are still trying to understand what really happened that night. Ja went on social media to deny the rumors about her and King Von. She explained that they were just working on a song together, and she was focused on making money to support her son. She said, "I have been working. We have a song coming out, and you all were not supposed to know, but now it is what it is. When it drops, just know it is going to be hard. I am just trying to make money to take care of my son, period." Things got even crazier when King Von's girlfriend at the time, Asian Doll, spoke out on Instagram. She confirmed that the rumors about Vaughn and Ja were true. She had seen the messages between them and knew something was going on. She also said that their story about making music was just a cover-up. She said, "I saw it in the DMs, so all that song stuff is a lie." NBA YoungBoy, who had already heard the rumors, got frustrated and posted on social media. He shared a picture with the caption, "I am going to make sure my son your daughter since you trolling." Since Vaughn had a daughter, it was clear who YoungBoy was talking about. He even used Asian Doll's account to send a message to his producer. The back-and-forth dissing was only getting worse, and it seemed like it was going to turn into a fight soon. And that is exactly what happened. King Von ended up getting into a fight with NBA YoungBoy's close friend, Quando Rondo. It is crazy because Vaughn and Rondo had once been cool, even joking about Vaughn's rivals together. But things changed, and now they were on opposite sides. On August 5th, 2020, Quando Rondo went to a club with his friend Lil Tim, who had just been released from jail. Tim just wanted to have fun, but Rondo decided to sleep in the car outside the club instead of going in. Tim refused to let Rondo be alone, so he stayed with him in the car. At the same time, King Von had just left a nightclub where he was celebrating the release of his first album, Welcome to O Block. He was on his way to another club when he spotted Quando Rondo and Lil Tim in the parking lot. The first time Quando Rondo nearly lost his life was in 2021 in Georgia. After performing at a local club, Rondo and his crew stopped at a convenience store. Someone began shooting at them, injuring one of Rondo's friends in the hand. Fast forward to August 2022, when things reached a breaking point. Dirk's associates found out that Rondo was staying in Los Angeles. DeAndre Wilson, Keith Jones, David Lindsay, and Asa Houston traveled from Chicago to Los Angeles, allegedly with money from Dirk. When they arrived, they met Kion Grant, an important associate who had flown in on a private jet. Grant helped the group with everything they needed, including accommodations, ski masks, and luxury cars for the attack. The group began tracking Rondo and his crew as they drove around Los Angeles, waiting for the right time to strike. That time came when Rondo stopped at a gas station near the Beverly Center. Asa Houston parked his car behind Rondo's, preparing for the ambush. Jones and Lindsay got out of their car, armed and ready. They opened fire, intending to kill Rondo, but sadly, Lou Pobb, who was standing outside the car, was killed. Rondo somehow managed to escape unharmed. After the failed attack, the group met at an In-N-Out restaurant to discuss payment with Kion Grant. They then flew back to Chicago from San Diego. It took time for the police to connect all the pieces, but on October 24th, the FBI arrested Dirk at the Miami airport, just 1 hour before his flight to Italy. It seemed Dirk knew the police were closing in on him, as he had booked one-way flights to Dubai and Switzerland, which made it seem like he was trying to flee the country. Things got worse when it was discovered that he had also arranged a private plane to take him to Italy. It made it look like Dirk was trying to escape the legal problems catching up to him. While Dirk sat in jail, more footage began to surface, adding to the case against him. The FBI had video of Dirk's associates following Rondo around Los Angeles, and even video of them allegedly committing the murder. But the situation got even more complicated after an interview Dirk gave in 2023 with DJ Academics. During the interview, Dirk talked about the pressure he felt to get revenge for King Von's death, even though he had previously said he would not. He mentioned the internet trolls who kept telling him to slide for Von and criticized them for not understanding the consequences. But when asked about those comments, Dirk said something surprising. He explained that he didn't see those comments anymore, which made people wonder if he knew more than he let on. As the story continues to unfold, the mystery around King Von's death and Dirk's possible involvement keeps the hip-hop community on edge. With serious charges against Dirk, the situation is only going to become more intense. The drama surrounding these events seems far from over.